At one point, Medal of Honor was the most recognizable war-themed first-person shooter game out there. These days, however, the entire series is on the brink of extinction. But yeah, I prefer this much more over anything that I'm playing at the moment because it's just so fucking beast. The maps are perfect. It's 12 versus 12. It actually takes skill to kill somebody, and remember, this is only a beta. Yes, there are those little freezes when you die, and that pisses the fuck out of me. But remember, this is only a beta, and they will probably fix it, because if they didn't, it would be game breaking. Because when you get into firefights and all of a sudden your shit freezes, and you know, you still hear yourself shooting, and all of a sudden you die, that's pretty annoying. But you can get used to it. It's only a beta, remember. And if you can get your hands on one of these, be sure to give it a shot. That was me 6 years ago, more than 6 years ago, in my very first Medal of Honor 2010 commentary gameplay on this channel. Some of you, actually a lot of you, because the video does have close to 400,000 views, were around back then on my YouTube channel and were going through this Medal of Honor reboot with me. The initial clip that you guys saw was Medal of Honor Frontline, one of the closest games to my heart that I have in my collection. I have fantastic memories. That's why I believe that I cannot just sit idly by and let this entire series, let this entire franchise just disappear. Just like that. Because that's what's happening right now to Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor used to be huge, used to be gigantic. It had its beginnings on the PlayStation 1, a game which I had. I bought it in the year 2000. Actually, it was a gift. It was maybe a second or third game that I've ever got for the system. And I've instantly fallen in love with it. To a lot of people out there, Doom, Quake, Duke Nukem, or maybe even Call of Duty is the godfather, is the one that started it all for first-person shooters. And for me, it was Medal of Honor. It was 1999's Medal of Honor on the PlayStation 1. In the description of this video is a link to a petition that I've created, along with a few paragraphs that I've written down about Medal of Honor and just what it means to me, and hopefully what it means to you. And with your guys' help, I truly hope that you will take a second of your day, if you're watching this, head on over and just sign the petition. I really want this to go somewhere, because Medal of Honor is just such an iconic series. It's such an iconic franchise that I really do not want it to die. Just a simply forgotten death. No statement, no anything. If there's anything that we can do to persuade EA to continue the series, or to give us some sort of an answer as to what exactly is happening with Medal of Honor currently, that would be just an amazing thing and an amazing feeling to know that there's still some embers in there, some embers in those ashes that can potentially turn into a flame, and Medal of Honor can come back. So please, if you've ever enjoyed any part of this channel, any part of my commentary throughout the years, or you're simply a Medal of Honor and a video game fan, please head on over to the link that's in the description, and on the screen, it's the same link, and please sign my petition. It's only going to take a second. I really hope that EA is going to take, or at least a person from EA is going to take a second and watch this video, and perhaps read the comments, because there are fans out there. You guys have a voice. I cannot possibly do this without you. And if there will be people from EA watching this video, they can see in the comments under this video just how many people care about this series. And just the amount of people that I hope will sign the petition. Hopefully that will show EA that we still want Medal of Honor around. So again, please guys, Be sure to check out the description for the link to the petition, read what I wrote, and sign it. That would be absolutely fantastic and phenomenal. Also, on the screen, as you can see, there's a little hashtag, SaveMOH. If you could drop EA a line, maybe they'll see it, maybe they'll see your tweets. If you drop EA a line on Twitter, use the hashtag SaveMOH to show your support for this iconic series. I know whenever I'm going to mention Medal of Honor on Twitter, I'm going to use that hashtag. I don't know, it's a shot in the dark, but perhaps EA is going to see it. We have to do everything in our power to get some answers. We just can't let this series die like that, by being forgotten. That's literally, as I said, the worst possible thing that could happen to a video game franchise. Just being forgotten, just extinct. People completely forget about it, as if it never existed. These days, you hardly ever hear anybody mention Medal of Honor. And looking back at the legacy of Medal of Honor, that's a scary thought. It really is. So, I'm trying to rally us up. I'm trying to do everything in my power to get this thing off the ground and to show EA that there are still people out there that will support Medal of Honor, just as we did when the reboot in 2010 happened. 2010's Medal of Honor was such a good breath of fresh air. Initially, when I downloaded the beta, I went into it, okay, it is another, first-person shooter. However, it is Medal of Honor with a twist because it's being, shown to us as this modern day shooter. So, I went into the multiplayer and I thought to myself, okay, let's give this a shot. And instantly, I was blown away. This beta couldn't drop at a better moment. It was summer of 2010, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 just came out. And with all the glitches and exploits of one-man army noob tubes that were happening, people got really turned off, turned away from Modern Warfare 2, and we were looking for something different. Bad Company 2 just dropped, so a lot of people went over there, but we still wanted something between Call of Duty and Battlefield. We wanted something that's a little bit larger scale than Call of Duty, but not as huge, the map's not as huge as in Battlefield. And we got it. It was Medal of Honor 2010. So this game, this beta, perfectly fit the void. It filled the void. Now, I was absolutely overwhelmed with the response that this game received. I uploaded it because I loved it, and I wanted to share it with my fans, with you guys. And more of you started to look this game up, and more of you came to my channel, watched my videos, the word spread, and again, Medal of Honor, which I still remember to this day, took center stage. Medal of Honor 2010, the reboot, took center stage on major gaming news outlets. That was a fantastic feeling. That was amazing. Medal of Honor was back. There was series fatigue within the Medal of Honor universe, but they waited with the reboot until 2010, which was fantastic, and the game sold really well. So when the game was first released, everybody, bought the game. It was awesome. There was huge, just people talking, buzzing about it. It was great. Yes, the multiplayer was buggy, and it was quite obvious that Medal of Honor 2010 was a testing ground for Battlefield 3, to test perhaps the limits of Frostbite. I don't know the full story, but that's just what us fans of Medal of Honor feel like happened to the series. We were willing to, to have this thought in the back of our heads that, well, maybe Medal of Honor is kind of being mistreated by getting the bugs not being patched and it being a test ground for Battlefield 3 because of all the pamphlets. Like, as soon as you open up the game, there's Battlefield 3 right in your face that it's coming out, and that's great because it's from the same company. But it became obvious to us as fans a little bit later on, where when the bugs in Medal of Honor 2010 were not addressed, that this was just a test ground. And we did kind of, I mean, I was a little bit sad, a little bit disappointed, because I remember when I got the game on release to release a video to all of you guys to give my full opinion, there was about 55 to 60,000 people playing. I believe it was 55,000 people playing on Medal of Honor 2010 opening day. And then the next day, quite literally the next day, there was 25,000 people on. So that number got cut in half. And the reason was because the bugs were not addressed from the beta. But that still didn't turn me off, in a sense that it was still a perfect game for me. I've uploaded, you know, many videos of Medal of Honor 2010. I tried to deliver you the best possible gameplay that I could of this game to show you that it's still playable, that it's still good. Do you know what I mean? Not many people wanted to give it a chance, but some did. A lot of did, actually. And they saw the same thing that I saw, that this game it's like a great mix between Call of Duty and Battlefield. It's something in the middle. It's something that a lot of people asked for. A little bit more space, but not too much. Medal of Honor was perfect for that. So with Medal of Honor Warfighter on the horizon, because Medal of Honor 2010 sold so well that a sequel was inevitable. It was absolutely inevitable. And in 2012, we got that sequel. I cannot tell you, guys, how excited I was for Medal of Honor Warfighter's release. I have actually a personal relationship with the people working on the game. I've met great people through the game. It was supposed to be the game. Do you know what I mean, guys? The premise of the game was so fantastic. You have special forces from all around the world. You know, you could represent potentially your country in this great, I don't know, skirmish of special forces. Who's better, SAS or Polish Grom? Do you know what I mean? So that gave me a sense of, wow, this is really happening. This is like FIFA, but first-person shooter. And you guys remember, if you were on my channel in around 2011, 2012, when the news started to come out about another version, a Medal of Honor sequel, the sequel to Medal of Honor 2010, because in 2010, the game was just called Medal of Honor. You guys have to keep that in mind, that it was a reboot of the series. So the next one after that was Medal of Honor Warfighter. And as I said, I mean, the hype train was on. I've released tons of footage to just try to bring you the best possible information as to what this game could be. And it was such a great guessing game because the E3 in 2012 showcased this. I remember when we wanted to see at least a glimpse of the multiplayer gameplay, just a little bit, just a snippet of how the guns handle, etc. And we were graced with footage from the campaign, and it looked amazing. So by the time Medal of Honor Warfighter came out, everybody was so hyped up. I myself got an Xbox. Actually got an Xbox. Yes, got my account back to experience the beta, the early beta on the Xbox. It was absolute insanity. It was a great time. Medal of Honor was back. It was alive again. And then shortly after the game came out, the same deal happened as it did with Medal of Honor 2010. Between 2012 and December 2012 and January 2013, that's it. No more patches, no more game support. The DLC dropped, and we've never heard of Medal of Honor again. The Twitter account is inactive, the Facebook is inactive. There's just nothing. Medal of Honor websites have been redirecting people just to, you know, EA websites or Battlefield websites, and that's it. And I quite literally felt at that point like somebody took my heart, ripped it out, and just destroyed it. I felt, you know, and many other commentators and YouTubers, friends of mine, we felt betrayed. Do you know what I mean? because there was this huge hype surrounding Warfighter right before its release, and then the game is released, it's good for 2 weeks, and then the same issue happened. I remember what I told myself. Actually, I kept telling myself during Warfighter, during the honeymoon phase, I was like, okay, I'm just waiting for inevitable disaster. Please don't let this happen. Please support the game. I was checking news. I was checking the developer Twitter accounts and Medal of Honor news, like, please, more patch notes, more support, more news, more anything. And it all just went quiet and my heart sank. I mean, that was it. And now it's 2016 and there's no word on Medal of Honor. There's no word about the series. There's just this void. And that's all there is this void. I still believe that this series could be great again. I really do. And there are people out there who feel the same. I'm sure that you guys at one point or another wondered about the series, what's happening, perhaps even checked back on my channel for any news. I want this franchise to be great. I know, because there's a place for it. It's not quite large-scale warfare. It's not quite, super close quarters. It has that perfect in-between feel that just nailed it in 2010 and Warfighter. So you do have a base to work off on. It's just a matter of, I guess, budget. So I truly hope that our petition can make a difference. I really hope that this video can make a difference. And again, I would like to remind you guys to use the hashtag SaveMOH on Twitter, and actually wherever else hashtags are accepted, whenever you tweet at EA. Show your support for this series, and together, let's not let it die. In the description once more is the link to the petition, which I hope that you guys will sign. And as soon as I know anything more in regards to Medal of Honor, I will share with you guys. I'm going to give it my all and give it my best shot to somehow resurrect this series, or at least get some answers. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you could share it around and of course sign the petition, that would be great. I'm going to be responding to your guys' comments. I want to keep this going as long as possible. I'm not gonna give up easily, that's for sure. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you so much for being the best fans in the world. I couldn't be here without you guys. You made this channel. And for all of you who watched and decided to sign and use the hashtag, thank you so much. For anybody that's new, I hope that this video somehow inspired you. And if you never played Medal of Honor, I really suggest you give it a shot. It's still fantastic. Multiplayers might be a little bit wonky, but the story and the execution, especially even, the reboots, are fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was Krahu. I will see you guys next time.